Okay, I want to share with you a video that I watched earlier today that could be upsetting. It's about Social Security. It's about the shortfalls of Social Security and what the current president and administration are doing. This is Senator Cassidy, who has been given time to speak with Janet Yellen from the Treasury. It gets a little bit heated, but I believe it was appropriate to ask these questions. I'm going to give you a rundown, and then I'm going to let you listen to it with your own ears. And I want to hear in the comments, what do you think the United States should do? What should the president do? And they go after the rich, but then they show that the Congressional Budget Office model shows there is no amount of money you could tax the rich that covers the downfall of government spending. So really quickly, here's what's going on. This senator points out that on multiple occasions, a bipartisan group of senators has asked President Joe Biden for multiple meetings, and they have been rejected multiple times. Individual senators from this group that know President Biden have requested individual meetings about Social Security, and they've been rejected. This senator then points out that President Biden wants to raise taxes on Americans to bring in $4.5 trillion, but zero of those dollars goes to the Social Security Trust, paying back Social Security borrowed money, or saving the program. If they do nothing, according to Janet Yellen and this senator, Social Security will run out of money in 9 years, which means it will just be able to make payments based on the money that comes in, not from any money that they hold in reserves, which means that there would be a almost 25% reduction in the amount of money you're getting. So if you're getting $1,000 a month, you would suddenly find yourself getting $750 a month. Now, I'm not sharing this video to scare you. This was a viral video on Forbes breaking news. Forbes is a very reputable company, and so I wanted to share this. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the tape. Let me know in the comments down below what you think.
Senator Cassidy.
Madam Secretary, the president keeps saying he does not wish to have cuts in social. Is he aware that under current law, when the program goes broke in 9 years, that there will be a 24% benefit cut for those who are current recipients? Is he aware of that?
Well, it's clear that Social Security...
But is he, I apologize for interruption, but I have limited time. Is the president aware that when social goes broke in 9 years, under current law, there's a 24% cut in benefits for people who are currently receiving?
If we don't do anything about it, I think that's about right. But
okay, let me ask.
The president will wants to strengthen Social Security.
In the
$4.5
trillion of taxes the president has proposed, are any of those taxes going to shore up Social Security? I actually know that answer. The answer is of the $4.5 trillion in taxes he has proposed, not a dime is going to shore up Social Security. Does the president know personally anybody who is dependent upon Social Security, and if their benefits are cut by 24%, they will slide into poverty? It's hard for you to know, so I'll give you a pass on that.
The president knows many people on Social Security.
Then why doesn't the president care?
He cares very deeply.
Then where is his plan?
He stands ready to work with Congress.
That's a lie,
to address.
because when a bipartisan group of senators has repeatedly requested to meet with him about social, so that somebody who is a current beneficiary will not see her benefits cut by 24%, we have not heard anything on our request. And we've made multiple requests to meet with the president. Now, you can't comment on that, I realize that, but that is a fact. And if you've been told to say he stands ready to meet, I will tell you there's absolutely no evidence because we have not gotten our meeting.
Well, I believe the president does stand ready to work with Congress
empirically, that is not
to address
true.
this issue.
Now, the president in the past has proposed increasing taxes on those making over $400,000 to pay for it. Although he's not made that formally, he has said that in the past. Now, he's also proposed to tax them more to pay for Medicare and also to close the debt and deficit. So what would the rates have to be on that 2% of Americans who earn over $400K in order to do Medicare, the debt and deficit, and also to address our 75-year shortfall in Social Security? Do you have any sense of what the rates would have to be?
Well, he has proposed explicit increases in tax rates on very high income.
But do you think it's realistic that he can pay for Medicare, debt and deficit, and also address a 75% shortfall in social, a 75-year shortfall in social, by only taxing, the only thing he's going to do is to lay higher taxes on those who make more than 2%. I'm sure there's a projection of how much those rates would have to be. Can you tell us what those rates would have to be to do everything he is saying?
I can't tell you that, but I do know that he's put on the table many proposals that would raise very substantial revenues.
But of that $4.5 trillion, not a dime is going to social. And if you cannot tell me, I presume that they've not actually modeled what those rates would have to be, which tells me that he's actually not been developing his plan. Now, this is incredibly worrisome from a president who should be sympathetic with someone who, under current law, is going to get a 24% cut
the
in her
president
benefits.
is completely committed to protecting seniors who rely on Social Security.
Now, if we doubled our debt to GDP ratio, just theoretically, if you will, and aside from our conversation, if we double that GDP to debt ratio, what effect would that have on the economy?
So right now, and in the president's budget proposal,
Now, I'm asking you just the theoretical independently of the budget proposal.
if we were to double the debt to GDP ratio,
Yes.
I don't see why we would need
But
to
if we
double.
did, just you're an economist, if we did, what would be the effect upon the economy?
Well, it would tend to raise net interest costs.
Would it be a negative effect on the economy? Of course it would be.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, of course it would be. We've actually modeled this. For the president to do nothing, let's assume that we cast aside current law and we just double the national debt, and that's what it would do. It would have a devastating effect upon the economy. CBO says they cannot model the deleterious effects that would occur because of that. So we have a situation where the president has not proposed a single plan. He has turned down multiple requests for meetings with senators, and our options are a 24% cut on a person currently receiving, doubling our national debt, which CBO says cannot be modeled, and you agree that would be a deleterious effect. And he's not modeled the tax rates that would be required if he just wants to raise taxes.
Look, what I know is that the president is committed to Social Security. He stands ready to work with Congress, and he's put on
I'm
the
out of
table
time. I don't mean to be rude, but
many
since I've had
tax
multiple
proposals.
requests on a bipartisan basis to meet with him and he's turned everyone down, that rings hollow.
My colleague's out of time, and I would just caution colleagues, we got plenty of differences around here, but accusing witnesses of lying is over the line.
I accept that, and I did not mean that for the Madam Secretary, who is merely saying that which she's been told. I'm saying it for an empiric observation when the president says he's ready to meet and he's turned down multiple
The time of the
times.
gentleman's expired.
Okay, so this is not a Democrat problem. This is not a Republican problem. This is not a libertarian or independent. This is an American problem. We have people from all voting parties that are going to be affected by Social Security. You have younger people like me that are paying into a program that we absolutely believe we will get zero benefits from. Ask any millennial or Generation X or even Generation Z. They do not believe they're going to get any money. Then you have all these beautiful Americans that are baby boomers and seniors and trailing baby boomers, and they're now being told, hey, you've paid into a program your entire life, but you're not going to get all of the benefits of it. So this is kind of scary stuff. I'm not putting this out to scare anybody. You have to be educated on this so that if you're already on Social Security, you can make plans for the future. And if you're not, you can make bigger plans for the future. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Stay amazing, and I'll see you on the next video.